and welcome to the Midwest Dogpile. I am Josh, also known as Spooty, and with me tonight is our co-hosts. We have Kitty McScratch, John Hunter in the bunker, Nick Glendo, and Ryan Behringer. Tonight we'll be talking about a few things. First, I'd like to thank the Story Changes for the intro music. No, it wasn't Nickelback. Which is a Story Changes is a band from Dayton, Ohio. Very cool guys. You should check them out. StoryChanges.com. Tonight we'll be talking about J.J. Abrams was picked to direct Star Wars and our thoughts on that. Also, 2015 will be the year of the nerd. We'll be talking a little bit about that too. A little bit of elevator action going on. We'll also be playing a game with the audience and between ourselves called Fuck, Marry, Kill. Should be a fun time. The way that works, and I'll tell you a little bit about that right now, so you can put some stuff in the chat. You pick three people it'd be for one of us. You pick three people. One of them you have to fuck, one you have to marry, one you have to kill. And depending on your combinations, could be a fun time. And also, we're talking about a charity event that we're doing. We're going to be giving $1 away to whoever wins our charity, which is still yet to be decided. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll see a link there. There's a question, and you can choose between the different charities that we have, and or you can put one up yourself. And we'll give $1 for each person, each viewer that we have at the peak of our viewership tonight. And also with the games, we'll be giving some stuff away. But first, we're going to talk about bankruptcies. A couple big video game companies, Atari and THQ, claimed bankruptcy in the last week. You guys hear about that at all?
Nope, from you.
Yeah, none of them pay attention.
I don't get a lot of news down here in the bunker.
Yeah.
Osama bin Pretty Princess over there.
Yeah, I guess Atari, they were bought out a few years ago by a French company, Infogrames Entertainment.
Infogrames, whatever the hell.
Infogrames,
yeah. Does anybody even know how Atari got associated with them in the first place? Because it's almost like they assumed Atari's identity, and all of a sudden, Infogrames was Atari, and it makes no sense to me. I never understood it, and I don't know how this lasted as long as it did, to be honest with you. Atari's been a bunch of shit for, 10 years now.
Yeah. Well, I think they just basically bought out their stock. They owned most of it in 2000, and 2008 they bought the rest of it out, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a steaming pile of crap for a while. And yeah, THQ, it's just been going downhill for a long time. It's been very much parted out.
87 WWE titles are not enough. I mean, we need 93 more to round off 200 of the fucking things. I mean,
and then
what's Rudy gonna do?
Hop onto the MMA bandwagon and start making yearly MMA games.
Which they actually lost.
Poor Rudy Ferretti, because sorry, Josh, go ahead.
Oh, they had lost the UFC contract. EA actually picked it up. And that's where the bulk of their income was coming from. So,
well, they got Saints Row. Darksiders was pretty good. They have some good stuff. And like I said, Home Alone. They had the Home Alone series for the NES. And like a bunch of shit kids like Nickelodeon. They had like the corner market on the Nickelodeon kids shows for like the DS and Game Boy and all that crap.
Ludo the Great brings up in the chat about how THQ is going away completely, though, and the Atari is trying to stay alive, isn't it?
Yeah, Atari is trying to basically break from its parent company. They're selling off their assets, basically. They have like a 200-game catalog, 200 games plus, and other stuff. They're selling off like the logo, and I'm curious what they'll actually have left to reinvent themselves.
Well, the problem with Atari, supposedly, their new business model is exactly what I don't think any real gamer enjoys, is the free-to-play, pay-to-play, where you can play for 20 minutes, and that's going to be their new thing. They're really they were basing themselves kind of almost after some of the stuff Disney's been doing, and that supposedly is what they're going to do to revitalize their brand. And unfortunately, it might work, but I won't be playing them.
Let's see. I have some notes on what companies they had, like what got bought out from THQ. A few things that are still going to be around is the South Park, the Stick of Truth. Ubisoft.
What's going to
picked
happen with
up.
that? Oh no! That's
Ubisoft picked it up. It's going to be March 5th release.
Which it had gotten pushed back release-wise. It's been pushed back a few times, hadn't it?
Yeah.
And it probably had something with THQ going under. So.
Maybe.
I know that when I read the article about it, that most of the parts had actually had been parted out and sold off. But at the time, I can't remember when the article was written, they had like a week left, and if the rest of some of the other parts that hadn't been sold off, if they didn't get bought out, then they were laying off those people that worked in those departments and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, THQ basically they owned a bunch of companies, and those are individually getting sold off. The one that owned that did all the WWF games, WWE games, is one that still hadn't found a buyer, as far as I knew. At least the few articles that I read. I know that Saints Row Volition Inc. That company got picked up by Koch Media, so they'll still be doing another Saints Row game down the road. Ubisoft also bought out THQ Montreal, like the whole studio there. And then Sega bought out Relic Entertainment that did like Warhammer 40K.
What was that? Wasn't that a full-on part of THQ, or was that just something they licensed or published?
The THQ Montreal?
I don't know. I just want Warhammer. I just wonder. I don't know much about who actually owned most of Warhammer.
Well, I mean, they're kind of more like a distributor. There's just a bunch of companies that actually make the games, and then they sell them to the companies, to the different console companies and stuff like that. It was Relic Entertainment, a smaller studio that actually made the games for like Warhammer. I guess the judge decided that it's going to be worth more sold off in parts than sold as a whole, which is what Atari is having. Like they're worth more as a whole than they are individually.
You're being stalked,
Well,
Josh.
I'm being stalked.
Atari is Atari's they're going to be a private company now, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean that's the goal.
Public.
If they can get their debts paid off, which I know they're like around $30 million in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot, but not a ton from Dogpile on Me, Ken. It's not a lot considering like the scope of the video game industry and like the level that they're at.
Yeah.
I mean, like THQ is like one of the 4th largest video game companies in the world, and it went under. So, but I'm totally expecting one of the cats, which are running around here, to jump on my back in the middle of the stream because he likes to do that because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, I hope THQ moves forward to the Ubisoft, because I don't know what I'd do without another SpongeBob game for my 3DS.
Nice.
I do know that the Homefront was bought out, the whole intellectual property. Which
My
I think
God,
was,
did Porky Thatcher from Life Goes On buy it? That fucking game sucks.
yeah, it was actually the company that bought it was the ones that were contracted already to make the second one. But yeah, the game sucked. And I think that was one of the big downfalls. Like it didn't sell worth a crap because it sucked.
Ryan, I'm just
they put a lot of money and effort into a game like that, trying to compete and with a bigger Call of Duty and Medal of Honor and Battlefield, even though it was really nothing like that. But
Ryan, I'm just impressed that you know Corky's last name from Life Goes On. So.
Of course I do. I remember the episode where he eloped with Amanda, and they moved into the fucking garage behind the house.
You remember the one he burned down the house?
Retard sex. I don't remember where he burned down the house. No.
Jesus, he did it like 4 times in the fucking series.
Well, I never understood who was the bigger retard. It was because there's Corky, and then he's got his sister who's dating that dude with AIDS. I mean, that's fucking retarded.
Amanda. I love you, Amanda.
Why do you do it when you know it is wrong, Becca? I think her answer was like, because it feels good or something. I have no idea. Show rules.
Are you keeping warm down in your bunker, John?
It's nice and toasty down here. I got a little fire going over there, so fumes could get to
Ted
me.
Nugent hunting rhinoceros down there. What the
Nugent's
fuck are you
coming
doing?
by in a little bit, so
I can't even look at the chat. We got like a Scooby Doo ghost like, in the middle, and then Osama bin. Well, I don't even know what's going on down there.
Yeah,
And then poor Glenn.
sucks.
Glenn just wishes he were signing vaginas up at the Ivy.
My webcam has the night light kind of thing on it, and there's not enough light where it's at, so it thinks it's dark out. So it's
It's confused.
kind of shining in my face. Yeah, it's confused. Hi, cat that's stalking me. Probably can't see him, but that's all right. He'll make his appearance here sometime, I'm sure.
So, on the same thing, we'll move on from the Atari and the THQ thing, and it is the way the games are going, and it's the iOS games where you pay to play. They're free to play, and then you get 20 minutes, and then you run out of tokens or whatever it is, the amount of uses you get, the amount of time,
Well, it's like
or
with
stars or whatever.
It's like with Angry Birds, Star Wars. Like I noticed, like they're like, oh, here's the grenade, and you're like, oh, this is awesome, and then like you use it up, and then you're like, crap, I don't have any more, and then you have to use the tokens that you get, but you don't get very many, so then you have to go and buy more, which I refuse to do that.
Yeah.
I refuse to put any money into games like that.
it's kind of like it's a money scheme, and they're trying to make money or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, something.
crazy. Which, speaking of Angry Birds, one of the contests we're going to be doing, we're actually going to be doing Angry Birds Star Wars on Facebook. Between now and the next show, which the next show I think is going to be on the next coming Thursday, because we were dumb and planned on a Friday show and then didn't realize we're going to be out of town the next 2 Fridays. And there's one cat on my desk already, which you probably won't see because the webcam's up higher.
Josh is attracting the pussy.
Yeah. That reminds me of another story from earlier. But, if you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Midwest Dogpile, or is it the Midwest Dogpile? I don't remember. It's one of the two. I don't have my Facebook open. And there should be a link on there. If it's not there now, it'll be there soon. To a Midwest Dogpile profile. If you just add that profile before you play the game, we're going to do the first 5 levels of Angry Birds Star Wars.
Yeah,
And
a combined total score.
yeah, we'll do a combined total score, but you have to add that profile as a friend so we can actually see what your scores are. And the winner, by the time of the next show, will get a free T-shirt and maybe a decal or something cool, courtesy of Gopher Tees.
And when you do add us as a friend, make sure you jump in a thread and tell us how fucking annoying and shitty we are. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, leave us comments on the Facebook page, whether we're doing good or
Nothing
not.
positive. Nothing positive. All just negative. I don't want to see anything that has anything nice in it. I want to see swear words.
We did have a disclaimer, but another disclaimer. None of us know what the fuck we're doing. Few of us can actually do more than check our Facebook on our computer. So we apologize. We're not ready. Won't be anytime soon.
But if you have any comments or any ideas for stuff that you'd like to see us do on the future shows, you can send us an email at midwestdogpile@gmail.com or send us a message on Facebook as well.
But speaking of shitty games on Facebook, what were you saying about, the downfall of gaming?
Well, yeah, there's just a few things that have been going on in gaming that I hope it's not a trend that continues. It's the iOS games, where you have to pay to play. The problem is I've been playing some good ones that they're pretty in-depth and they're good games, and you'll go in, it'll be an RPG type game, and you'll actually say you level up and you go to craft, a new sword or craft some new material, and it'll actually make you wait 45 minutes. So yeah, like I'm gonna come back to the game in exactly 45 minutes to play, but I mean it really ruins the game unless you sit there and put the money into it. And I can see myself putting in. That's the problem is like I don't know if it's going to end up costing me $30 at the end of the game or $60, and if I'm going to enjoy the experience, is it worth it? That right there is just it's a really hard model for me to play a video game as. So it's Facebook, it's the iOS stuff. For the most part, the iOS stuff is like CoinDozer and shit like that. Like if these fucking idiots are paying $10 to get 5,000 tokens or whatever to play Prize Claw. Let them. I could care less. But, when you're actually making real games and it draws my attention or, any gamer's attention, I really think they got to start getting away from that format and just let us buy the game. Let us demo it. Let us buy it. But apparently we're far and few between. I think, unfortunately, the wave of the future is, those free-to-play games that are far from free.
I've also seen when Dragon Age 2 came out, they actually did have a Facebook game as well. And if you played the Facebook game, you could get special stuff for the actual game, like on Xbox and stuff like that. And it had where, like, you'd go, and it was kind of like Final Fantasy-based kind of thing, where you'd have, like, you travel to one area, and then you'd battle there, and you battle so many baddies and stuff, and then, like, you would keep progressing, but, like, after a while, it would go and do, like, how you were kind of talking about with the whole, like, making you'd get so far, and then you'd have to wait so long before you could make another turn and build up energy
like
again.
Each turn or each battle takes a star, and, then, you only start with 7 stars, and then they go away, and then you can't battle anymore, and you have to wait for them to regenerate, or spend $10 and you can play right now for a few more hours. And it's just hard. I mean, how do you estimate how much money you're going to spend on those games? And they don't give you any clue. I mean, you don't know how long it's actually going to last or how much it's going to cost you to play through the game. I don't think
well, that also kind of goes into like how a lot of games are starting to do more and more DLC stuff, where
out of the box DLC.
Skyrim, like, they had, like, 3 or 4 DLC packages now, and, like, I'm the kind of person where I'm not going to spend, I think half the time it's, like, $10 to $20 per DLC thing, and the game's $60 when it comes out. I mean, I personally am not going to spend that kind of money on something like that. I'll wait till the Game of the Year edition comes out, if it actually does come out for whatever games you're looking at, and then get it, because then you get all the DLC with it. And it's cool that they keep adding on more stuff, but, like, it gets really, really expensive, especially if you don't have a lot of money to put into gaming.
I mean, it's one thing if it's, like, a bigger game to start with. Like, Dragon Age is one that comes to mind. Yeah. Like, it's a huge game. And so having, a couple of DLCs afterwards isn't so bad, but when you have, like, Call of Duty that takes, like, 5 hours to go through the actual campaign.
New map just came out.
Yeah, you get new maps.
Same fucking maps as every other map. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Osama bin shoot himself in the face so he can't talk here. He probably plays Call of Duty. What are you doing?
I live Call of Duty. I live it.
I can't really complain. I pay $15 a month to play World of Warcraft, which is just a constant grind to do anything.
I used to really enjoy playing World of Warcraft, and I think a lot of it for me was I couldn't justify. I mean, hell, yeah, it's $15 a month to play it. I can, save up for a few months and just get a brand new game instead, and then I never have to pay again for that game.
Yeah, I'd rather spend my $15 a month on like Brazzers or Live Jasmine or something. That's just me, though.
Well, and I kind of get like with the subscription-based games, I kind of get in the mindset where if I'm paying $15 to play that game for that month, I feel like I should be playing it every single second to be able to get my money's worth. Otherwise, I feel like I'm wasting my money. Even if I'm not spending any more money than what I would on some other games, I just feel like I'm wasting my money. And because I feel like I need to keep playing more, I'll start playing more and I start doing less. So then I feel guilty about not getting hardly anything done. So I just stopped playing it altogether. It just completely killed the experience for me.
I'm really surprised World of Warcraft can still charge what they charge, considering there's so much free-to-play. And there are good free-to-play games, like Guild Wars. Actually, Marvel, the superhero one too. The which one? What is
Champions
that?
Online.
Yeah, the DC Universe, or what is that?
Yeah, DC Universe. Yeah, I think or is it Champions Online? One of those.
I don't know. There's been a few different.
Yeah.
I mean, they're full games. I mean, if you want a new frickin' mauve cape,
Well,
you pay 20 cents.
Well,
But
now with World of Warcraft, they actually have where you can play. Was it the first 20 levels for free
Yeah.
now and you can create any race. You just can't do a monk. Isn't that the one
Yeah,
of
that's the
limitations?
new class. But I mean, it still
it
has.
might be why I have like 3 level 20 characters on Warcraft.
Which I mean, it still has its problems too with even the free to play part of it because there's still limitations, aside from the level cap. I don't know, like I think most of the games, like World of Warcraft, I think the mechanics of it are probably some of the best done, and I think that's where the other games are lacking, where they can't get that audience. Guild Wars, I still haven't played Guild Wars 2, but I've heard it's from people that I know that have played WoW and stuff that they love it because it's probably the closest thing to WoW that's been done so far as mechanics and stuff like that.
Have you guys played Runes of Magic yet?
I haven't.
I've tried that out. It is definitely a good game.
At least I don't think I have.
That's definitely a World of Warcraft clone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a ton of them out there.
So, which talking about?
I wasn't.
Which talking about MMOs, I am and mentioning like South Park earlier. I'm curious how that game is going to turn out.
It sounds awesome.
Well, especially considering that both creators are working on it and stuff. I think it should be.
So far, every South Park game has turned out to be really good.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Even that tower defense game is fucking fun as hell.
I remember. I don't
Really?
remember-
Fuck every
I think
fucking
John was
South
being-
Park game. Yeah, that was sarcasm. I'm sorry.
He was being sarcastic.
Shouldn't have used it on you.
Were you
guys.
really? Dude, fuck you. No, wait.
Hey, god damn it!
I don't care what
Fuck
kind of
up.
guns you have. That the PC game, the race car, the kart game, that game ruled. You're gonna tell me that wasn't a good game?
You couldn't figure out where the fuck to go.
You don't need to know where to go. You could you were racing against poop. It was the best game ever made.
But I mean, Matt and
South Park.
Trey are the first ones to say that all the other South Park games have been shit, and they really haven't had a whole lot to do with them. And this one, it seems like they've had a lot more hands-on
Yeah.
with it. But
Hey.
Real quick, just
Hey,
speaking
hey,
of.
Commodore 64.
Thanks.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. But actually, has anybody played the Family Guy game? Because that thing came and went, and that was actually supposed to be Seth MacFarlane had his hand in that too. So that thing just kind of I never got a chance
There
to.
was one.
It wasn't even DLC. It was a retail box, and I couldn't even get it to rent at my local Blockbuster or my my Red Box.
Jeez. Yeah, I didn't even know they had actually released one. Holy crap! Just to show how much I kept up.
excuse me.
All right, I think it's time for a little F Mary Kill for John, Mr. Bunker over there. You pick. Fuck, Mary Kill any of the Golden Girls.
Oh Jesus.
You get to pick for more than 3.
Okay.
You got Blanche. You got
Mhm.
Dorothy. You got who else is there? There's Blanche, Dorothy. You guys,
the
come
other
on.
one,
The other one,
the old
really
lady.
old one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mom.
Estelle Getty.
Yeah.
How do I know her real name? But I don't know her name on that show.
Stella Getty and Betty White are the other two.
Betty White. Well, Betty White would be the easiest to marry because she's kind of funny and she's probably all right. So I would probably go ahead and marry her.
You seriously just justify, for real, why you'd marry Betty White? She seems like a pretty good person. I mean, hanging out with her, just sitting on the couch, kick back and watch Mr. Belvedere. I'm sure it'd be a great time.
Oh Jesus! I would probably fucking kill Blanche because she needed fucking killed anyway.
I agree.
Yes.
She's the whore. She's the one you're supposed to fuck. That bitch in bed. Oh my god. From what I fucked.
Fuck that nasty shit. Fuck it.
Rose
have
Dorothy
you
is
imagined,
sweet.
there's
like,
Is
yeah.
There's
what
an
I
old
know.
movie. There's an old black and white movie where she played a stripper. Did you see that one?
No.
No, I think I think Rift Tracks did a copy of it, or Rift Tracks, or Mystery Science Theater, one of the two. You'll have to check it out. She
It's
doesn't get
Blanche-
nude, fortunately.
It's Blanche, Rose, Dorothy, and Sophia.
Okay.
Google.
Coming from our,
Ludo.
coming from our-
Okay.
our
What do I got left? I got somebody left
Wait,
to
you gotta-
fuck.
Yeah, who are you
Guess
gonna fuck?
I guess I'd fuck the old lady. I don't know.
Yeah!
You'd have to
That's
pick her up
amazing.
first.
That's what I'd pick too. So
Yeah.
that's me.
You know she ain't got no teeth, so
Hey, John, you'd probably have to get a shovel, though.
yeah.
Aw,
Well, I'd have to get a shovel for at least two of them. So
yeah.
Oh, crap. Where were we, Josh?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna do one more F Mary Kill. I got one for Glenn. Let's do Doom 1, Doom 2, or Doom 3. F Mary
What? Fuck, marry, or kill the Doom games?
Yeah. Same premise. I mean, you don't have
Okay.
to like physically stick your dick in it. Unless you want to.
Well, as long as I don't have to do that, it's okay then.
You have to make love to your keyboard while you're playing it, though. That's
I know this is for like mature audiences, but how mature of an audience can we get? Well, obviously,
I guess in the
kill Doom 3
yeah,
because
gotta kill Doom 3.
Doom 3 is a pile of fucking shit.
But see, this is where the justification comes in. Like, which one fuck and which one do you marry? Because I guess it, shows a lot about your personality. And if women hate you or not, as to which one you fuck and which one you marry between Doom 1 and Doom 2.
Well, I'd probably marry Doom 1 because it's stayed faithful with me throughout the years already. So,
I just read Ludo's comment. It's our new meaning to Microsoft sticky keys. Good
Doom
one.
2, I'd obviously fuck, man, because it has like the whole package.
Yeah.
going for the whole package there, Glenn. Huh?
I mean,
I think that says a lot about your personality, and you should put that on eHarmony or some shit like that.
Oh, crap. Oh, man. So
Which,
we have-
if anyone has any suggestions for a fuck, marry, kill for anyone in particular, if you put it in the chat, we'll send you a decal. So,
if we use it.
if we use it.
We're gonna use the decal and then send it to him.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't stick to anything after that. It'll be like hair on it.
So I'm not watching the chat, but while we were talking about the Atari thing, did anybody say, like, the Jaguar killed Atari?
That was the
Yeah.
fucking 5200 controller.
But it did.
Oh.
Oh, hell.
Okay.
Hey, John, you wanna talk about your one thing?
Oh, the elevator action. Is that where
Yeah.
we're going to now? I've got the little intro from probably the TV's best game show ever, which was Starcade. Liz, you want to play that
Starcade?
for us?
I knew it was
Yeah,
Starcade. I
this
said
was
it
the,
before you said it.
Yeah.
That it was a delay.
Yeah. Okay, Liz, you want to play the intro from Starcade?
Okay.
That's
Now, all
double.
you guys, all you motherfuckers, be quiet during this so the audience can hear us, okay? Starting now.
Feinstein.